There is a Republican governor of Iowa, Kim Reynolds, who now says Trump can't win. He cannot win. And she is endorsing seemingly inevitable loser, Ron DeSanctimonious. Let's discuss. NBC News reports Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds says Trump can't win in 2024 as she endorses Ron DeSantis. She touted DeSantis's accomplishments and endorsed him for president, saying she believes he will be able to win the 2024 general election while Donald Trump cannot. She said, I believe he can't win, and I believe that Ron can. And that's a big reason I got behind him. Reynolds said she would stay neutral in the Republican primary race, but she appeared with DeSantis at least 8 times. But she is now breaking with tradition and throwing her support behind DeSantis. DeSantis is pretending that this is really important. DeSantis says of her support, quote, this one's obviously very meaningful because Kim has proven to be a great leader that Iowans love. I mean, anytime I mention her name out there, they cheer. And it's because of what she's been able to accomplish as governor. There is also reporting from the Des Moines Register. Governor Kim Reynolds says U.S. can't gamble on a Trump candidacy as she endorses Ron DeSantis. This is super interesting to me because there's both an ideological element to this, there's an internal Republican politics element to this, and there's also sort of a factual aspect to this that we can look at. And we're going to do all of that. So first, let's just start with the numbers, okay? If you look at Biden versus Trump as compared to Biden versus DeSantis, it's a mixed bag. And I'll tell you what I mean. The very kind of shaky New York Times Siena poll on Biden versus Trump says Biden wins. On Biden versus DeSantis, it says DeSantis wins in Wisconsin. Now, that's one state, one poll, which says, hey, DeSantis is actually stronger. If you look at Pennsylvania, similar results. Biden versus Trump is tied, but Biden versus DeSantis, DeSantis is winning. You can then go down to non-Siena polls, and you see a different situation. So, for example, you look at Morning Consult from a few days ago. Biden-Trump is even, but Biden is leading DeSantis by 4. So you can find polling that says DeSantis is an easier candidate for Biden to beat. You can find polling that says Trump is the easier candidate for Biden to beat. So as far as the math of it, sort of an open question. The most critical part of this to understand is that it really doesn't seem like Kim Reynolds is right as far as DeSantis' ability to win the primary at all. And I welcome this sort of disagreement among Republicans about who can win to the extent that it generates chaos and disarray within the Republican primary. But it's not even clear that Reynolds can help DeSantis win Iowa. Never mind, it's obviously not clear that DeSantis has any path to the nomination. And then once we get to the general election, it's not at all clear that DeSantis is actually a better candidate than Trump. He might be. You can find polling that says DeSantis is stronger. But you can also find polling that says Trump is stronger. The sad and scary reality, however, is Trump can win Iowa, Trump can win the primary, and Trump can win the general election. That's the reality. He is dominating the Republican primary, and he is ahead of Biden in much of the early polling. He's behind or tied in much of it as well. But the takeaway for all of us needs to be, let Republicans have as much chaos as they want, as much chaos as they are interested in generating during the primary, because it's not good for them. And then once we get to the general election, we must activate and make sure every single one of us votes because the stakes are too damn high. But Trump can win. I wish Kim Reynolds was right. I wish it were true that there's no way in hell that this country would elect for a second time this dangerous authoritarian demagogue. I just don't see any evidence that she's right. Sadly, Trump can win, and that's why we all need to stay involved. I hope we will. So I wrote another book for kids. The first book was Think Like a Detective. The point of the first book was to teach kids critical thinking, which Republicans don't want them to learn, because when kids learn critical thinking, they don't vote for Republicans. The new book is think like a scientist. This is a fun adventure teaching kids the scientific method. Again, Republicans aren't big on kids learning the scientific method because when they do, they're less likely to fall for Republican lies about climate change and vaccines and so many other things. You can get the new book as well as the first one at davidpakman.com/book. This is part of the Adventures in Thinking series. Can you imagine that we're doing this? We are. davidpakman.com/book. 13,500 copies of the first book have sold. I'll bring you an update soon on sales for the second book. Think like a scientist. davidpakman.com/book.